Hello, Grandy.
Yeah,
How are you doing?
good, except you're beating me
Yes.
in games. Yes.
Taught me how to play canasta yesterday.
Yes.
Taught me how to play
Madame.
Then we just played some Uno. Jackson, how'd you do in Uno?
I won twice.
Rummy cubes.
Oh, Rummy Cubes. What's your favorite game of all the games you play? What's your favorite?
I think canasta.
It's
There's
the
so many varied, it depends on what, you know. Actually, Kathy, in that thing, there's a small thing. I think I read it at first, and I thought, but I hadn't been playing canasta, and it didn't, I gotta read the instructions again, but it must be for two people.
Oh, like a little instruction manual for two
Right,
people?
well, there's the cards and the instructions and everything.
Oh,
But when I read it, I got it like at Christmas time or something, and she just had picked it out as a game, you know, so that I could play with the boys. But
perfect.
I kind of forgot about it.
What?
What are you doing over there?
Jumping?
It was amazing that on the television, the things that they did on the trampoline.
Oh, on the Olympics.
Yeah,
Mm.
it was really, really good.
2012. What do you think, Jackson? You gonna go to the 2016 Olympics in trampoline?
Yep.
From all year. It'll be like he started at his grandmother's house.
So here she comes with some of the clothes.
Oh. The neighbor is moving in. New neighbor. Hope she's...
They've been really using the cart, and that really, really helped them a lot.
Right.
I remember when I moved in here, nobody told us that the door would stay open.
Oh.
So
Oh.
we kept opening the door and closing the door and opening the door and closing the door. Finally, we had one of the kids holding the door, and of course they got bored with that. So anyway, when I see somebody moving in, I'll go over and like when Lorraine moved in, I went and I knocked on the door and I said, you know, greetings, you know, from your neighbor and that. But I said, if you hold the, you know, put the door and then lean on it, it will stay open.
Right.
It will kind of help you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, our time has come.
Time has come.
Actually, we have a little bit more time.
Do you want some of your cherries?
Sure. I'll have some cherries. Some cherries. Would you like some cherries, Jackson? Yeah?
I love this trampoline.
I love cherries too.
I love trampolines.
Here they come. Oh, yum.
I washed them.
Okay, great. Yum.
We love the cherries.
We love the cherries. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Tell us, tell us something about your childhood.
I remember we didn't have television.
Really?
For a long time, we didn't even have a radio.
Really? Wow.
We didn't get television until we moved here to Epsom.
Wow.
And
So what would you do at
I
night?
was 28 years old when we moved here. We didn't have television then, but we got it after.
What would you do at night when you were a kid to make the time go by?
We read. And we played card games.
Uh-huh.
And that. During the day, I can remember. It was funny last night. I was dreaming. I don't know. It was while we were playing hide and go seek in my dream.
Mm.
And I can remember, what did we used to say? Oh, ollie ollie in free. Ollie ollie in free. And then if the game was over, like you know.
Do you guys still say that? Do you say ollie ollie
Do
in
you
free?
ever say that?
No.
If you're playing hide and go seek? when the thing is over and people are still hiding? How do you
No.
get them to come out?
You just say, game's over, yell it out loudly.
No. Usually we play Oshka, which is like you have to hide and then there's a person in the middle and they can't move and you have to find the people without moving.
Mm-hmm.
And when they see like part of your shirt, you just like call out parts of their shirt or something, and then the counselor will go over and tell them that they're out.
No.
And then when they can't find anybody else, they say Apache come closer, and then people have to come hide closer.
Oh, Patchy, come closer.
And then when it's over, it says Apache come out.
So when you were in your dream, were you the hider or were you the seeker?
In my dream, I mean, I did dream that last night, but I don't remember being a child or being an adult. I just remember the game and
Right.
yelling.
Ollie, Ollie, in free.
Yeah, Ollie, Ollie. That's so silly. So, but we used to go, when we got out of school, we'd go roller skating, and where I lived, we had a sidewalk in that, so, and we'd play jump rope, and we'd play, those things you throw a stone and you go 1, 2, 3, and then
Oh, hopscotch.
hopscotch, and we played dolls. That was the last thing I wanted to play without dolls.
How come?
I don't know. I never liked to play dolls. Not alone children.
Yeah,
you
funny
know.
that you ended up with 5
Well, when
children.
I was climbing a tree,
Imagine Grandy climbing a tree.
playing on we had a jungle gym in the back. We played in the jungle gym. I don't know. I like to be active. And if I wasn't roller skating in the wintertime, we were ice skating, sliding. We played outside all the time, you know. Just like you kids did. Those are delicious.
Oh, they are really delicious. What was the scaredest you've ever been in your life?
I can't ever remember being really scared.
The time we had the bat inside? Not really scary because you didn't think the bat's going to hurt you.
I think the scariest moment that I have is your father got a cut. He was in the garage and something fell down and he got a really bad deep cut in his arm. And I was afraid he was going to lose his arm. Or whatever. I think that was
Did you drive him to the hospital?
No. I had the kids there and that, so I called, I don't know, I can't remember. I think Joyce Rand or
Right.
one of my friends, and they took him to the hospital.
How many fingers did you break when the ping pong table fell on your fingers?
It was my whole hand here.
How could you survive after that? How
It
could you
was
do
this one.
stuff?
They weren't broken, really. It was this one. Remember, that's the arthritis that's in there.
Oh, is in that hand.
Is in that, yeah.
I was trying to imagine
That was
afterwards.
scary.
Yeah. I was trying to imagine Grandy really, really injured both hands. And then I was trying to imagine you working with the kids afterwards with the injured hands. I couldn't really imagine that.
They weren't really broken, but hurt really, really
Just
bad.
hurt,
Yeah.
mangled, basically.
I screamed.
Oh.
It must have scared you to death.
Yes. Jackson, I called her best friend and said, Mrs. Rand, and she said, I'll be right over. I didn't have to say anything else. She could just hear Grandy screaming in the background. Mrs. Rand, I'll be right over.
Jackson, I was in my bathing suit and I was all wet and that. And
Oh, really?
I had to go to the hospital. I mean, I couldn't get dressed. I mean, I think I put a dress over my bathing suit, my wet bathing suit.
Thank goodness it was just you and me. You didn't have a house full of kids, right?
No, I think everybody went. And I think there was a storm coming up or whatever. And so we said, and they had been playing ping pong outside, and they hadn't put the ping pong table away.
Right. So we were doing that.
We were
instead.
doing that.
What was the time that there was the fire in the
They were burning the grass and that down in the back.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was a fire that they meant
They
to
had
make.
set the fire. They
Oh,
had
I
the
see.
firemen had set the fire or whatever,
Oh,
and they were managing it. But we didn't know that. They didn't tell it, and nobody told us that.
ugh.
And your father wasn't there.
Oh my
Remember,
goodness,
he
I
was- he
remember
had been
that. I
gone.
remember being really scared, looking out the window and seeing
Right.
the flames.
Well, you think about the fires that they have today. I mean, look at how many homes have gone and people are losing just absolutely everything. You know, can't imagine that. And there just seems to be so many now. So, you know,
People are building in
fires
maybe
and
spots that shouldn't
right
be
now
building.
over in China, there's they're having really hard like floods. Like it showed last night on the television. I mean, people were going out with whatever little things that they were carrying, but they were water up to their chests.
Oh,
I mean, and the mud was sliding down in the water, and I think they had 20 days of just really torrential rains.
What about those fires in Colorado?
yeah.